Alright guys, this is Star versus the Forces of Evil, episode 3 review. Now, there's another, it's weird because they broke it up in parts. So this is episode 3. I'm just going to count it as a whole in episode 3. Once they start releasing it, you know, 11-minute shorts week by week, then I'll start doing it like that. For now, they released 2 on the same day, so it's 2 episodes. So let's get into it. First and foremost, what can you say about Star versus Force? It's just so good. It's so I'm hooked. Yeah, I'm really hooked. These 2 episodes were really good. First episode is the Monster Arm focusing on Marco and his his I guess you could say his lifestyle, which we haven't really got a focused Marco of how his life is on Earth, which was a really good episode. The second one was more focused on Star, how she adjusting to Earth, which we'll break down in 2 parts. So this is the first part, Monster's Arm. So the first one is Monster's Arm, focused on Marco. He's training for his karate against Jeremy, this little spoiled rich kid who gets everything he wants. And he reminds me of Gideon from Gravity Falls, so I see him playing a major factor later on. Now, don't think he's going to be with Star. That's not going to happen. I'm totally against that. But we're about to get to the person I want to be with, Starco, who I think who could be Starco. I'm just saying. And this is just my thinking right now. This could change. So just don't quote me on this. This could change. So the episode starts off with Marco training for karate. So he trains. He breaks the first board with one hand. Then he tries to break 3 boards with one of his hands, and he breaks it. So he sees Star doing her hair, and he thinks, oh, you can fix it, even though he does remember it was Star that made a black hole in his room in the first episode. Continuity people, he should have been like, no, I don't need you to fix it. No, because every time you fix something, you usually mess up. But no, he's the one who told her to fix it, and I was kind of like, I wish they stayed with continuity there, but it's just a nitpick, no problem. So she fixed his arm, and he gets this tentacle, this monster arm tentacle. And come to find with this monster arm tentacle is he hates it. At first, the tentacle is just making a fool out of him, like, slapping him, putting milk, throwing juice and stuff on him. It's funny and sad at the time. Then he goes to school, and then they go to the cafeteria. This bully named Large, which they actually said his name, so I guess he'll play a big factor later on in the story, more so. But I think Marco can kick his ass anyway. So let's get that out the way. So he started bullying this kid. So what happened is this kid, Marco's tentacle arm slaps Lars, and he's like, "Who slapped me?" He slapped Lars again. He kept slapping him. Lars started crying and ran away. And then the girl, Jackie. Now, let's stop here for a minute. Okay? Now, I'm shipping Starco right now. That could change if I see some more development with Jackie. This could be a Pacifica, guys. I'm just saying, she can be a Pacifica. And, oh my God, if she comes out to be a Pacifica, I'm down. I'm going to love her character. But right now, just for what I saw, I like her character. I like her design. I think she's kind of, her and Marco together. Okay, I don't mind that. You got your Starco going on. Well, I got Jackco going on, guys. I got my Jackco going on. So, guys, I'm shipping Jackco. You can use it as you want to. I'm shipping Jackco. As of this recording, I am shipping Jackco. That's what I'm calling it. Jackco. Marco and Jackie. I'm calling them Jackco. Yep, I'm shipping it. So she said, "Oh, I like your arm." Da 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 da. And so Star is like, "Oh, I'll fix your arm. I'll get the the spell right or whatever." I forgot to tell you, she brought this big old book out, guys, of spells. So this will play a big factor in Star versus Forces of Evil later on. Which I really didn't think she needs that book yet. Maybe she should have got it later on. But you know what? That's fine. Just get it out the way. It's a big ass book too. I was like, oh my God, we can have a Gravity Falls here. But it was good. So we get past that. you see Marco actually, starting to light the arm. Star's like, hey, I can fix the arm, and he's like, no, I don't need you to fix it because the tentacle's taking over. Da da da. He throws her out the room, and then the monster arm starts talking to him, saying, we don't need her. We can beat Jeremy by ourselves. We can make you, and then we can beat Jeremy's tail at the tournament. He's like, yeah, we'll make you start dating Jackie. He's like, yeah. Then we'll start eating all the human bones and everything. He's like, well, wait a minute, what? Oh, no, we'll make you win the tournament. He's like, yeah. So, so Jeremy and Marco go at first. Marco just whoops the crap out of Jeremy. He just beats the shit out of Jeremy to the point where I was like, whatever. Then the tentacles start taking over, and Marco's like, don't do this. And then there's a struggle between two and two, and they're going at it. And then Jeremy going at it. Star eventually turns Marco's arm back to human, and then that kind of ends the episode. Also, there's two things that came out of this episode. Also, we know Jeremy is a cheater because he used brass knuckles. He said, "Then go," and then here's the dojo master. You have brought shame to the dojo. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you said he could use a tentacle arm. That was cool. So what's going on here? A monster arm. But anyway, getting back to this. And I guess having monsters in this world means it's established because they already know that was a monster arm. And they let him go through with that whole match. And they were cool with it. People didn't even freak out or anything. I was like, you know what? At least the show knows, at least the show is self-aware of this. So if they self-aware of monsters, hopefully they eventually go on a ramp of saying, hey, look, there's monsters in this world. So that means they don't have to constantly keep going back and forth between dimensions. But, I digress. I'll take that away. I'll just take what it is. Then we move on. Also, we find out, sorry guys, I'm skipping around. We find out that the tentacle monster said, I'm part of you. I'm a virus, I'm a part of you. And I will always be a part of you. So that hand thing will play a bigger part later on in the show. And that's good. At least it gives some development for Marco, some character development. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Marco, as already, is a strong hero because I thought it was going to be Star protecting him. It's more like he protects himself, and he can also protect Star. Now, with that monster arm, we might see a factor where he becomes a monster, which is awesome. I would love to see that. That'd be kind of cool storyline to do, and that's good storytelling right there. Then we get to the second part. The foreign exchange student, Gustav. His real name is, I think, Charlie Booth. I could be wrong. That's what she was saying. But pretty much, this new foreign exchange student comes in, takes the place of Star, and she gets jealous. Comes to find out he does this foreign exchange stuff so he can become a chef for a restaurant, which I'm still trying to figure out how you being a foreign exchange student will make you become a chef for a restaurant. He's from this boring town called Backfieldville or something like that. He says it's boring, there's nothing to do. Shit, with a name like that, I don't blame you for leaving that town. But that plays a factor there. Eventually, Star finds out he's a phony. He's not from Scandinavia, and what happens is she was going to tell the Diaz family what happened, but she decided not to. The only request she had was for him to leave. Leave the town and stuff. And that kind of what happened. And at the end, that's what happened. That episode really didn't have that much going for it. I enjoyed that episode though because it also showed me how Star is interacting with other people on planet Earth. Because we haven't really seen that yet. We see Marco interact with her friends in other dimensions, and we also see now Marco how he interacts with Star in the current world. And let's talk about some things here. What I got from this episode, for these two episodes, is right now Star versus the Forces of Evil is the hottest cartoon show right now. It's the hottest. That and Gravity Falls, especially what happened with Gravity Falls last week. The shipping for these two shows are ridiculous. They are going crazy, and I'm down for both. I'm shipping Dipsipica. Yes, I'm dipping Dipsipica because that is the best ship to dip. Right? God, shit, y'all can use my material if you want to. And after this episode, I'm not shipping it yet, but as of right now, I am starting to move off the ship of Starco. I'm setting up the other ship. I'm kind of getting ready to jump on the other ship called Jacko with Jackie and Marco. That's I'm not saying that that's there yet, but it's getting there. It's really good. Also, guys, from this review, I want to talk about Star vs. the Force of Evil. Congratulations to the cast, crew, everybody working, and even the creator for getting a season 2. Wow! Before it officially airs, they got a season 2. That's that's what Disney usually does. They listen to their fans. That's what they need. That's what Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network needs to start doing. Listening to the fan base. More so Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network, they're getting better. They still shit to me, but they're getting better. Fucking, oh my god. Fucking Nickelodeon does not, because people are complaining. They don't want breadwinners on fucking TV, so I don't blame them. But anyway, guys, I enjoyed these episodes. What do you think about these episodes? They aired on Disney XD on demand. I catch them online because I do have Disney XD on there, but it was like uploaded, on the internet, and I saw that. As always, like, subscribe, and let me know down below. And peace.